Good morning, guys. My name is Toyin from Nexi Concept Limited, and it's good to have you once again. For this fantastic live. And today we'll be having Ciaran. Will be joining us very soon. So we'll just wait for Ciaran to join us so that we can, start. So if you have any questions, if you have anything, any inquiries, if you have any, any immigration issues, you have admission, application issues, so Ciaran will be here to, assist you through, answer some of your questions, but that would definitely be after, Ciaran give us a brief of the whole process. So just give us some minutes. We are trying to reach Ciaran. So basically, just give me a few minutes. Ciaran, if you can, we are already live. So if you can hear me or if you can see me, just sign up. Okay, yeah, I can see you now. Okay, you should just come up. So we're waiting for Ciaran. And once Ciaran is live, we'll just kickstart. Okay. Great. Hi, Ciaran.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to have you too. Yeah. So what's good? Tell me what's happening in Ireland? What's the COVID situation? How are students coping? So just give me a brief.
A brief recap on a challenging year for our students, but in a number of ways, it's great to see them still succeed and excel, in their studies and in life in general. As we are coming out of COVID and coming out of lockdown and stuff in Ireland, but as well for our international students, our government stepped up as well. Students who are working part-time during their studies and who may not have been able to continue with their work due to the pandemic. The government released funding for our international students, and for graduates who maybe just completed their program. They were also able to avail of funding put on by the government in these challenging times, and the future looks very bright. The future looks very bright as well. There's, even throughout the pandemic and with lockdown, major companies in Ireland, your Facebooks, your Googles, your Microsofts, and lots more companies announced massive influx of jobs, more jobs coming online for our graduates, which is great to see. And yeah, so students, some of which now almost who started last September and are finishing up now, are able to be stepping into to avail of these opportunities as well. So the future looks bright.
Yeah, thank you for that brief. So for those people just joining us, this is Nexi Concept, and we have Ciaran from Griffith College. That's in Ireland, Republic of Ireland to be precise. So Dublin, in case you're wondering. Dublin, so
it should be your study destination.
So, and Griffith College has, different campuses. They have in Dublin, I think they have in Limerick. Is that right?
So Dublin, Cork and Limerick, yes indeed.
Yes.
And offering programs from foundation, bachelor's right up to master's level there as well. And especially for any master's candidates on the call at the moment, Ireland should definitely be in your consideration due to obviously the excellent standard of education, the award that you will get, which is internationally recognised, but the post-study working visa opportunities. So master's graduates avail 2 years post-study working visas, and at a time when you look to maybe our next door neighbours in the UK, where they have a 2-year post-study working visa, Ireland can perhaps offer something that the UK cannot, and that is an actual job after, So the working opportunities for master's graduates in Ireland are there, you know. So it's an excellent opportunity. Not to be putting down our neighbours to decide in the UK, but you know, it's an excellent destination for students, but to really avail of excellent opportunities afterwards. Some of the highest starting salaries for graduates globally are coming out in Ireland. So,
okay, I'm aware. I know you quickly want to sell Highland. You quickly want to give it a very nice shot, but before we go, into that more details, I just want us to quickly introduce this meeting to, our viewers. So if you have any question, you should just put it down somewhere, or you should just send it, through to the chat option. So we'll get it from the chat and we'll read it out. Then Ciaran can answer some of the questions, and if I need to answer some of the questions, I will also. So basically, this particular live is about studying in Ireland, and we're actually Griffith College. They have campuses in Dublin, Limerick, and Cork. So, and thank you so much once again, Ciaran. Thank you so much for coming on board to speak to our viewers. So now let's go to the first question. So tell me about the intakes available for international students, from Nigeria, graduate programs.
Yes, so we're just coming to the end of the close of applications for our September intake. So classes will commence for master's students on the 20th of September. So this is the final few days if students considering studying this autumn. But that is nothing to worry about, because only a few weeks down the line, we have our February intake, which is the start of February this year. So we have those 2 intakes per year. And the February intake for students can be a great opportunity as well, because our academic semesters work where students will have classes from February until May, but then they'll have the summer months off. And during that time, our international students as well will have full working entitlements as well to work full time during that period, which means that they can work during the summer full time, save some money for the next semester, which will start in September, but also then be able to take some holidays as well. Holidays are back happening, especially at the moment. There's lots of staycations, but it's an excellent opportunity to explore and see more of Ireland as well. And when travel kind of opens up a bit more, it's a holiday across Europe as well.
Many students are, so they actually want to know about job opportunities, in Ireland. That's one of the major reasons. One of the major reasons why they also choose Ireland as their destination. So tell me about the job opportunities in these places, some of your campuses, like in Dublin, Limerick, and Cork.
Absolutely. So we have campus in Cork and Limerick where we deliver specific programs at those locations. The reason we do so is we strategically deliver them there to proximity to the industry in that area. So, for example, our MSc in Pharmaceutical Business Management, we deliver that at our Cork campus. Why? Because Cork is the pharma capital of Ireland. In Cork, you have 9 of the top 10 big pharma companies with headquarters based there that we design our programs alongside. So we design our programs alongside Pfizer, Vax, and GE to go, what skills do our graduates need to have to make them as employable as possible? So that's at our Cork campus. In Limerick, at master's level, we deliver our MSc in Procurement and Supply Chain Management. Why? Because of our access and network to industry there as well. We want to have that pathway. And that production, I'd say, for our graduates to take the step from ourselves in Griffith directly into the industry of their study, And then again, obviously in Dublin as well. Dublin is a multinational headquarters for your ICT companies, for your IT companies. You have the headquarters for Facebook, Google, Microsoft, IBM, Slack, Amazon. Amazon announced 3,000 new jobs during the middle of the pandemic that they will be releasing over the next 3 years. 3,000 new jobs for high-skilled graduates. These are not. We have a knowledge-based economy, you know. We try to use this more so than academic, you know. But this means that there are excellent opportunities. We design our programs alongside industry. What skills, what knowledge do our graduates need to have to make them industry ready and as employable as possible? But what does this mean when we design our programs with industry? It means that industry know what to expect from our graduates. They know they're going to have this skill set in this area. They know that they're going to have the skill set that they need to take that into industry. So when we look at with a lot of our programs, when they're recruited by Facebook, say for example, you know, there is the onboarding time, that training, you know, but our graduates are just stepping in and excelling from the get-go because they have the skill set. In Griffith, we have a very international student body as well. So with all of these companies that I'm mentioning here, and the smaller and medium companies that are in Ireland, they all have global teams. Like Ireland is a small country, but we operate on a global level. You know, for your Google, we have the Europe, Middle East, Africa operations unit running out of Dublin. What do they need? They need international graduates. They need African graduates. They need West African. They need Nigerian graduates to serve their teams there. I go for a role with them. They don't need me. I don't have industry knowledge of what it is like on the ground in Nigeria, even though it is my second home. What do they need? They need high quality graduates who have the skill set that we've delivered to them to take that next step and available jobs.
Wow, that's great, and that's good to know that you know, these opportunities are quite you know, available for international students. Also, you know, talking of jobs, so tell me some of the courses that Griffith College offers that that make immigration pathway seamless.
Well, we'd look for a master's level or MSc in Big Data Management and Analytics. You know, we were one of the first institutions, we were the first in Ireland to have the MSc Big Data Management and Analytics program. Again, designed with industry. In the area of computing science, MSc in Network and Information Security. We have the programs that are related to pharmaceutical, MSc Pharmaceutical Business and Technology, our new MSc in Digital Transformation, which is an amazing program, and our MSc in Pharmaceutical Business Management. The reason I mentioned these, and then I'll get on to our MSc in Accounting and Finance, for example, as well. These are all also for graduates to step into industry to get covered on a critical skills shortage. A critical skills shortage, which means is that in Ireland, we have a shortage of skilled graduates to fill these roles in industry. And if you are in a role then in a finance capacity, accounting, working in computing, IT, tech, big data, pharmaceuticals, digital marketing, digital media, these are the areas covered under critical skills shortage. You can extend your working status in Ireland as long as you wish to. Why? Because Ireland needs top talent. And we want to keep you there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that. So let's quickly talk about the, so how many students can, how many hours can students work in Ireland? You know, how many hours a week?
Yeah. So during the semester, during the academic semester, students can work part-time, 20 hours per week. Ireland has one of the highest minimum wages in the world. And then outside of semester, it's €10.15 per hour. And then outside of semester, during holidays, during summer holiday, if you're on an undergrad program or you start in February, you can work full-time 40 hours per week. You know, so that goes a long way to, you know, if you're working 20 hours part-time, you are covering your cost of living. If you're not, you are living too lavish a lifestyle. Too many takeaways, too many nights out. But it's about finding that balance as well. You know, finding the balance of being able to be on top of your studies, because, you know, if you're over for a master's program, it's a short time period, you know. You have 2 semesters of classes. which is 12 weeks of classes each semester. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you don't want to finish your program and look back and go, I shouldn't have worked as much as I did at the sacrifice of maybe getting a first class or a high 2-1, you know, because that's where the real opportunities come. You graduate with a first, you're choosing where you want to go. Obviously, no one's going to knock on your door and just offer you the job, but like high-skilled graduates are known. You know, someone coming in with a first in computing science will have their choice of opportunities. And that's where the big salaries kick in, you know. But yes,
Okay.
students can work during the study to find the balance.
All right, that's fine. So for the application, that's for admission processing. So how many days or how many months does it take?
Yeah, so fully completed application submissions, going through yourself, you know, you're on my case straight away anyway, in a good way. But they should take no longer than 3 to 5 working days for full application submission for you to receive your offer within 3 to 5 working days. Our offers for our February.
Can you go over that again?
So maximum of 3 to 5 working days maximum at the moment for February submissions. That students who submitted and you have submitted all the documents required, they will have their offer letter.
Okay, that's fantastic. So let's talk about the IT courses specifically. You know, what's the importance to, you know, jobs and the immigration pathway? So I want to know, can you speak around that basically?
Yeah, so it feeds back into as well what I was saying about critical skills shortage. Like in Ireland, we have a good problem in the way that we do not have enough graduates and candidates to fill the demands from industry in certain areas. These are high-skilled roles. Like even the jobs that we may be talking about now for our graduates, the job titles haven't even been created. That's why we work with industry to look for the jobs of the future. That's why we update our programs to include more big data, AI for robotics, and look at where machine learning, look at where all that is going so that we can future-proof our graduates' careers. But, you know, working 4 to 5 years post-study in Ireland, and the graduate is able to avail of permanent residency and then can apply for citizenship, obviously with a passport as well. But that could be fast-tracked as well. You know, there's a fast-track way that, again, high-level graduates coming out into critical skills roles. They cover computing, IT, tech, pharma, digital marketing, digital media, finance. These areas, once a graduate is working for 2 years, crosses the salary threshold, they can apply for permanent residency as well.
Okay.
You know, there are long-term pathways there for the candidates who have the skill set that we need in Ireland, you know. And
yeah. All right. Let's talk about the accommodation in Ireland. I know I've heard a couple of times how it's very, very expensive in Dublin. So is that the same for Limerick and Cork? So how much?
So Dublin is the capital
budget for accommodation
with Dublin
in
being
this area.
the capital city. Yeah. So with Dublin being the capital city, it's also the home for all of these companies. And then what happens here is that these companies are hiring graduates fresh off, paying good salaries, and the staff and teams want to live within walking distance. They want to have nice places, etc. Which has meant that the downside of having all of these companies is that the rental market in Dublin has increased. But like, for example, on-campus accommodation is available for our Dublin students. Like there is a higher cost of living in Dublin compared to Cork or Limerick, simply down to accommodation. You know, but the minimum wage in Dublin is commensurate with that as well. It's reflective of that as well. There's a higher minimum wage in Dublin to account for the higher cost of living. Correct. But cost, like, you know, you're looking at rental per month in Dublin being anywhere from €500 plus. Whereas in Cork and Limerick, you'll be able to find accommodation for in around 300, 350 mark there as well.
Sorry, 250 pounds or euros?
So you're looking at the 300 to 350 euro mark as well.
Okay, 250 or 300 euros for Limerick and Cork. So like 500 euros and above for Dublin, right?
Now, that said, you can find there is opportunities for cheaper accommodation in Dublin as well, where you'll be able to find a place, you know, to rent for students for €400 a month. My piece of advice for students, especially coming up to the Dublin campus, would be to take up the option for one semester to stay in on campus. So they're all self-contained apartments. It's not like a school environment. So you know what I mean? It's its own accommodation, student accommodation there. And what I would say for that is it makes adapting to life in Ireland seamless. You know, everything is there on their doorstep, from the classes to everything in the locality. During that first semester, then students make friends. They'll know the lie of the land as well. They'll know that if they want to go view a place, they can go themselves, you know, so they can avoid any issues there as well. So my advice would be for first semester of study to stay on campus accommodation, for students to, you know, get their bearings, be able to embrace their new surroundings at ease. Everything will be easy on campus, and then after that they can stay on campus if they want to, or else they'll have made some friends, or they can go to places themselves off campus where they have a better sense of the market.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about the tuition fees for master's program and bachelor's program, and also the discount available. So the scholarships, you know, opportunities available in Griffith College.
Sure, yeah. So tuition fees for master's programs range from 14 to 15,000 euro, but that is before any Griffith College bursary or scholarship has been applied. Successful applicants who are issued an offer will receive a Griffith College bursary to 2,000 euro, and there's also then academic merit scholarship based on the award classification of the applicant's bachelor studies, so they can receive a further up to 1,500 euro off. So all in, first class graduate for MSc in International Business, they would receive 3,500 euro off, bringing their tuition fee down to 11,500 euro. Similar applies for undergraduate students. Undergraduate students at our Dublin campus, tuition fees are 12,000 euro. Again, there is faculty bursary depending on the program up to 1,500 euro. And again, that academic merit scholarship applies if a student has excellent grades in their WIAC or NECO, or maybe they're applying from, or A-levels or IB. If they have strong grades there, they may be able to get 1,500 euro off. They might get 1,000 euro additional off as well. So bringing their fees from 12,000 euro down to 9,500, 10,000 euro. There is more of a Griffith College bursary available to students at undergraduate level studying at our Cork campus. So for Cork students, instead of a bursary of 1,500 euro, they'll receive a bursary of 3,000 euro, and they will still be able to avail of the academic merit scholarship on top of that, meaning their fees can be coming down to 8,000 euro.
Wow, wow, that's impressive. So let's quickly talk about the opportunities available for third class students. You know, I'm aware there's this higher diploma program, you know, available for people who are interested, or probably second class lower graduates who are also interested, you know, from other fields interested in IT courses.
So our higher diploma in science and computing science is designed as a postgraduate conversion program. What I mean by that is it's not to be confused with a HND program. This is open for graduates who have a third class or may have a second class in a non-computing related area, who are looking to step into that space, to work in IT, to work in computing. So this program is a 2-semester program, which is basically condensing all of the most important key aspects of an honours degree in computing science and making, again, our graduates very industry. It's 100% graduate employment from the program. So either 100% of the students are in employment area or are stepping onto their master's program in computing science. If they want to do that, when they go onto the master's program, they'll receive a 50% tuition discount on their master's program.
Wow.
What students would often do is complete the higher diploma program and then use the post-study working visa. So go out, work in industry for a year or two, and then with that experience and working, would come back then to do their master's part and then be able to still receive the 50% tuition discounts, and also based on what they've been earning for the last year or two, be able to pay for their own studies then with that as well. So that's another option. So for our master's programs, for the most part, candidates with a second class lower in that discipline will be eligible for offer. But if for our for example, for our computing science master's programs, for our MSc in computing, MSc in big data management and analytics, and our MSc in network and information security, we would require graduates from a bachelor's of computing science or a bachelor's of computer engineering. If you don't have that background, or if you have a third class, you can look to pursue the higher diploma program, complete that as a standalone program, go into industry. You will find employment in the area, in the IT space, with this qualification on its own, and then come back to your master's program, or you can go directly onto your master's program. So instead of maybe students considering a pre-master's program, which will not give you a post-study working visa, which you mightn't be able to work part-time during your studies with, this is an internationally recognized level 8 qualification that students can gain a post-study working visa afterwards and continue on to master's studies with. It's a great option.
Yeah, well, honestly, fantastic option. So tell me, what's the tuition for this option? What's the tuition?
Again, aligned with our program, so the tuition fee for the higher diploma program is €14,000. Successful applicants who receives an offer will receive the Griffith bursary of €2,000, and then again there is academic merit scholarship to be applied to that. But you're looking at average tuition fee for candidates for the higher diploma program being €11,000. If the student then, as I mentioned, wishes to then progress onto the master's program afterwards, their tuition fees for their master's program will be €7,000.
Okay, so is there any discount at the level of entrance into a higher diploma program?
So instead of the fees being $14,000, the students fee
$11,000. Is there any discount? Away from the 11,000, is there any discount?
The connection is breaking up. As I say, the tuition fee for the program before any scholarship or bursary is €1,000. So
yes,
after scholarship,
I mean the tuition fee for the what's it called? The IT program. So you said is €11,000. Is that right?
It's 14. No, it's €14,000, but that is before any scholarship or bursary has been applied. So you're looking at the fees after a bursary, after scholarship has been applied, looking at the fees of around €11,000.
Okay, all right. That's clear enough. So thank you for that clarifications. Yeah. So now it's clear you can, after the higher diploma program qualifications, you can actually, further and seek for employment, and you can still come back for your master's program, and you will still get a 50% scholarship. Is that correct?
Correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
All correct there, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about the 2 years post-study work permit for Ireland. So I wanted to explain better, just elaborate on that furthermore.
Yeah, so graduates from all master's programs, from all level 9 programs, are eligible to receive 2 years post-study working visa. Now that again is designed for graduates to find employment in their area of study. If they do so, that can be extended beyond those 2 years. It's there for students to find employment in their area of study, so as then, once they get in, they're working with a company or organization, that they can then extend that working status further with their employer. You know, and that's very much the case of what happens. You know, students will have a graduate working visa. They'll start working. You know, they'll do well. They'll work in, and then their employer will be like, "Yeah, we don't want to lose you." So, you know, once they're earning over €32,000, the employer can extend the working visa on that as well. And but also as well, the critical skills areas are a huge area of opportunity for graduates to extend that beyond 2 years.
Okay, thank you so much, Ciaran. So let me just quickly go through the chat. We'll be taking few questions. Not sure we'll have enough time to take all the questions. So we'll just take few of the questions, then we can move forward.
Yep.
Just give me some minutes. So I'm going through some of these questions that are quite important. Just a second. Okay, I think this questions. This person is asking, how about programs in education for special needs? I think people with special needs.
So education
do you have
for
any programs in education?
University of Limerick, maybe.
January intake.
So for special
January
for special needs education, we don't have programs. We don't have offerings in that area. So possibly University of Limerick or University College Cork, UCC might have options in that, but they wouldn't have February intake.
Okay.
About nursing there, there's nursing top up available. For nursing, year one entry is not an option in Ireland. So
do you not have
we wouldn't have
program?
No, but I can talk about like in IT and they have in or what are they called, MTU now? They have nursing top up options there as well. Like, you know, so for someone coming from maybe a non-related background, for nursing top up options, MTU and the ways there in IT would be a great option there as well.
Okay. Okay. So I think there are quite a number of questions here, so we won't have the time to take all of them. So what I will just do is I will compile those questions, then I'll send it to you. Then I will just drop my number here. So if they need to just reach me, and they can chat me up on this line 0944 02211. So that's my WhatsApp line. So you can just chat me up, then I can forward all your answers, you know, to those questions. So, and I can always would you mind to drop your chat line? So would you mind them reaching you directly?
Yeah, that's not a problem there now.
Okay, okay. So you can drop that too.
But it's best to go with your knowledgeable advice and your expertise to guide them through the way. We're sitting here on hand. And thanks again for putting together today's session. It's great to see you. I'll be back visiting you in person in the not too distant future. Hopefully, we'll be in to meet with you and some of your students in September, October time. Can't wait. Miss my second home in Lagos, you know, and it'll be great. Like for ourselves in Griffith, for this upcoming intake, we're very much looking forward to getting students back to campus, you know, to having the student environment and delivering on that for our students, for our international students. To getting back to a normal environment, you know, to getting back to that normal environment where we have our students in the classroom, they're outside the classroom, they're making friends for life, they're making business networks all over the world, and I can't wait to see that again. It's happening in a few weeks' time when we get our students back to campus, and very much so then as well for our February intake students.
Yeah. Thank you one more time. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you for answering to our calls. I hope next time you'll be much more available.
Always good to see you.
Sorry?
I said no wahala anytime, my friend.
All right. It seems you've been learning, you know, some of our languages. So I know Michael Galvin is already doing that. You know, hearing that from you,
I try to train. I just try to be brushing up on my pigeon, like you know, when I'm there, I can just have a conversation.
all right. Thank you so much.
My favorite saying in the world is definitely no wahala, no wahala. My favorite saying in the world.
Thank you, Ciaran. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Do have a splendid time.
You too. Have a good one. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.